Hi, I'm Madison with Golden Age Beads, and today we're going to make a beaded leather necklace that's adjustable. So the first thing you're going to need is your beads. Make sure that your beads have a large enough hole to fit through your leather. So today we're going to be using 1mm leather cord. This is the easiest cord to use because it does fit in a variety of beads, but you can use larger leather. 2mm, 3mm is fine. Just make sure your beads have a large enough hole to fit through your leather. You also want to make sure that your beads are lightweight. We're using some ceramic and wood beads today because they're nice and lightweight and they won't break the leather. So the first thing we're going to do is just lay out your beads in the order that you want them on the necklace. I like to make sure that my beads taper at the end, so they're a little bit smaller at the end and larger in the center. This gives a really nice effect when you make your necklace. So we're going to take our leather. Make sure that the ends of your leather are clipped at a little bit of an angle. This makes it easier to thread through the beads. So we're just going to go ahead and start threading your beads through. If you ever get to a point with your beads where the leather doesn't want to thread through anymore, it's totally okay to just take your clippers or your scissors and cut about 1/4 of an inch off of your leather. That will make it a lot easier to thread through. In the middle of threading your beads, if you want to make a knot for stability or just for effect, go ahead and do that. Just make sure your beads are at the center of your leather strand. Okay, so once you have all of your beads strung, make sure again that you're at the center of your leather. So you should have a nice long tail on each side. And just tie a knot at the very end of both sides of your beads, just to make sure they stay exactly where they're supposed to. Okay, so once you have them all threaded, and the knot's done, lay out your leather on your work table. Now, we're working with a big strand of leather, so this is great because it makes sure that you have a big adjustable length for your necklace. You can adjust it to be way smaller or way larger. So what we're going to do is lay out your leather pieces so that they're touching. We're going to take one of our ends and we're going to lay it over the other side. We're going to pull it under that other strand, and then we're going to lay it over itself, and then it's going to go under itself, making a little pretzel knot. And then just tighten that. Don't pull it too tight, but just tighten it enough that it stays. And then we're going to take our other strand, our other loose end, and do the same thing. So it goes over the second strand, comes under that second strand, goes over itself, and then it comes under itself. When you're holding it loose, that knot loose, it should look like a little pretzel. And then just pull that tight. So now you have your knots done. To adjust it is very easy. If you want to make it smaller, pull the ends that are next to the beads. That'll make your necklace larger, so you have a very long necklace. If you want to make it smaller, pull the ends that are by the knots, the loose ends, and that'll give you a smaller necklace. Now we used a really long length of cord for this, so if you want to make sure that your necklace is a lot smaller, pull it smaller, as small as you want, and you can cut off those ends. You can use a smaller piece of leather. This is this tutorial is very much however you want to do it, but just always when you use those knots, it will make an adjustable necklace. So just cut off the ends however you like, and you have a beautiful adjustable leather necklace.